This next part I have been dreading. It is the cold shower. It is currently 9:30 p.m. and tomorrow I'm going to be waking up super early to do Andrew Huberman's daily routine, which is really his morning routine. And if you're wondering who's Andrew Huberman, he is a neuroscientist as well as a professor at Stanford University, and he is all about maximizing productivity and talking about our habits based on science. So his morning routine has gotten a lot of traction because he says this is the best way to really be productive. We're gonna test it out. On my channel, I love talking about morning routines and productivity, and I have found what works for me, but I think it's helpful to try someone else's morning routine, seeing if that's better. So it is bedtime because in order for me to do his full routine, I'm going to have to wake up at 5:30.
But I literally just spent a week waking up at 5 a.m. every day, so I guess this is sleeping in.
Okay. Okay, Google, turn off little lamp. I'm still waking up. So he said first to write down what time you wake up. So it's 5:30. Sunblock on my face. Okay, I am all ready, and he says we need to make a beeline to go outside and to see the sun into our eyes as soon as possible. Let's go. If you're wondering who's awake at this hour, it's a lot of dog walkers and me. Even though it is still dark and the sun is not out, I'm still going to do my 10-minute walk, which is what Andrew Huberman recommends. Basically anything to get our bodies moving, but holy cow, it's cold.
Walking faster.
Oh, I feel like the sun's slowly starting to come out, but last night I went to sleep earlier than my husband did, so right now he's still sleeping. And if you're wondering, what do you do with your alarm if, you know, somebody's sleeping right next to you? We just let our alarms ring. We've mastered the art of going back to sleep. But I have chosen an alarm that doesn't sound too crazy, but normally he would wake up and then he'll just go back to sleep, and I always wake up and go back to sleep. So that's my little pro tip. Okay, back to our walk. There was no mention of water, so I haven't had any water yet. I'm so thirsty. So for my coffee drinkers, he says to delay caffeine as long as possible and to have it basically like 2 to 3 hours after you wake up. I don't drink caffeine, but in terms of water, he says to drink it with some sea salt or, you know, with electrolytes. Hey. I am a ninja and I stopped it right at the top. Oh, salt, salt, salt. Using one of these electrolyte packets is an option as well. Let's just try it with salt water first. I barely taste it because I didn't even put that much. I think it would taste better with one of these though. Strawberry kiwi from Cure. Cheers! I think I like the liquid IV more. But basically he doesn't eat anything until 11 or 12, but he wakes up around 6. So that's 5 hours of no food after waking up. So because I woke up earlier than he did, I'll eat at 11:30. Even though he doesn't eat anything, he drinks a lot of stuff. And the next thing we're going to drink is athletic greens. Athletic greens, out of all the green shots that I've seen, has the most vitamins, minerals, and just basically everything that's good for us. Taste is still a 6 out of 10. I think the last time I mentioned them, that's what I said. I think waiting until 11:30 is going to be quite long, but Apparently this is the best way to boost our productivity. So on to productivity. So next, it is 90 minutes of uninterrupted work. I typically don't do that much work early in the morning, sometimes, but he says to put your phone in another room and really just get in there and put in your 90 minutes. To-do list for my 90 minutes. Check my emails, read my Bible, read the book that I'm reading, then I'm going to do some of my educational facilitator work, and then do some of my YouTube work. And that should bring us to our 90 minutes. Let's get it! I don't know why I always prefer to sit when I'm reading instead of standing, because maybe I feel like I'm gonna have motion sickness from the amount of fidgeting that I do, but sitting helps me focus on my reading a lot better. My current favorite read right now, and whenever I am reading, I also like to pair it with Audible. I love Audible so much, and I am so excited to share that they are today's sponsor, and this is how I use Audible while I am reading and spending some quiet time. So wherever you are on your wellness journey, Audible is there for you. What I like to do is I usually will download the audiobook and then I basically listen while I am reading. My husband likes to use Audible in the car, and he'll usually listen to a podcast or he'll listen to an audiobook, but I like to physically read because I feel like it really gets the words into my head. And find a pace that really works for you and try to incorporate Audible into your daily routine. This has been such a great way to incorporate more meaningful thoughts into my head, and I know a lot of entrepreneurs who actually do this method where they are listening to the audiobooks while reading.
My husband and I both have been using Audible for years, even while we were dating, so we've really accumulated a lot of audiobooks. But if you're interested, visit audible.com/MayaLeeX3 or text code MayaLeeX3 to 500 for a free trial of Audible.
Okay, for a day job or I'm going to edit one reel. Okay, Google, time left on timer. I have 4 minutes and 29 seconds left. Okay, Google, stop. Okay, Google, stop. Alrighty. We are now off to work out at the gym. I do have a meeting at 8:30 and then another one at 9. So I need to finish all of this like right now. Husband, let's go to the gym. Husband? Husband! I'm ready. I can tell I'm more awake when I talk a lot faster. So I think the adrenaline from my cold walk outside really pumped me up, but typically I like to do a workout. But I think it's interesting that he does his workout after he does some productive work. I saw this really funny comment on one of his videos where they watched his entire routine and then they were like, and now I'm ready to go to work at 1:30 p.m. Because it's true, when I first saw it, I was like, how am I going to do all of that before my 8:30 a.m. meeting? But you just have to wake up earlier to make it happen. You know, we can always wake up at 4 a.m., 3 a.m. What sleep? Just kidding. That's coming from someone who loves 8 hours of sleep. Husband, we gotta catch up. Sunlight in my eyes for the circadian rhythm reset. It's time to add on the weights. Made it to my 8:30. I just need to hop on Google Meet. Nobody's here. I'm all alone. Okay, well, while I'm waiting, I'm gonna go be productive. Okay, just got off my 8:30 call. I have another call at 9. Technically, I was supposed to shower before all of this, but I'm gonna have to shower after. Good thing I work from home, but I am already so hungry, but I have another 2 hours before I am allowed to eat. How do people do this? Okay, another meeting. This next part of Andrew Huberman's morning routine I have been dreading. It is the cold shower. So here's the thing about the cold shower. So he said that during a scientific study, it showed that our dopamine levels began to rise and continue to rise after a cold shower. But I have a question, not a critique, but just a question of if your dopamine levels rise after an event like that, of a cold shower, then wouldn't we be really excited and kind of like growing more of an addiction towards like cold showers? But I've never felt that way. I'm always like, I don't want to do this, but I'm gonna do it. So, you know, like if we eat really delicious food, we love it because of the dopamine hit that we get from it. But the dopamine hit is fleeting, but every time I know I'm going to eat yummy food, I want it more. And I'm so excited for it, but I am never excited for a cold shower. Okay, but we're gonna do it. Obviously, wearing a swimsuit, but this is so sad. I'm just gonna... I don't even have to wait for it to turn warm because it's just gonna be cold. It's so cold. Okay. It's so cold. I'm gonna shower as fast as I can. Clean, 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 clean. So cold. It's so cold. So cold. I'm alive. I've made it. I am so cold and hungry, but I can say for a fact, I do feel a lot more energized right now. My body is still kind of tingling and shivering, but I feel like, is this how people feel after they drink caffeine? Because I feel a little more energetic. Guess what time it is? It's time for me to eat, and I'm actually a really big proponent of listening to your hunger cues. So if you're hungry, you should be eating. But was I more productive today? I was very distracted by the thought of food. I was so hungry. So, but I know it's like good for our metabolism, I guess, to do intermittent fasting. But if you're hungry, you should eat. So I made these mayak eggs. In Korean, mayak means drugs, but it's not drugs. Don't do drugs. Don't drink a lot of alcohol either. But it's so good with rice. So how I made it is that I first boiled some water, and once it's rolling, I added a little bit of vinegar, and then you just gently, very gently give the eggs a bath. And without the lid on, I boiled it for 8 minutes, and then you want to submerge it in cold ice water. You have to submerge it and let it cool because it's going to make peeling the shells a lot easier. Then you throw into a little glass container basically all the ingredients right over here. You throw it all in there for about 4 hours. It's been marinating for a day now. So throw this in here. Now look at my precious egg. That's perfect. Voila! Nice golden orange. Okay, I know it doesn't look appetizing, but it's delicious. I feel like I do a lot in my morning routines, but today I felt like I did a lot more because of my morning walk. I'm probably gonna knock out at like 9 p.m. today. So that is Andrew Huberman's daily morning routine. I know he's a neuroscientist and a very, very smart man. I feel like what's really important about morning routines is finding something that works for you. And for me, I like to work out right when I wake up, and I like to eat when I come back. And cold showers are definitely something I feel like I could incorporate into my routines a little bit more because I do feel pretty energized and it feels great afterwards, but not during. But all in all, find a morning routine that works for you. But I'm really glad I tried this because only when we try new things can we really figure out what we like and what we don't like to know what works. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you later.